I don't think he's worth $700 million. In my opinion, he is a liability out in the field. He can swing it, but I know 3 better hitters off the top of my head. I mean, you're excited, obviously. I mean, you were excited to play. You're excited about the opportunity. But real life hits you in a hurry. Ball knowledge at its finest. All right, welcome, Aidan. This is the episode 1, the launch of our very first podcast. First ever, called Round the Corner. We'll talk about that in a second. We'll start off with intros. I'll let celebrity of the two of us lead off with his.
My name is Aidan. Everyone that knows me, I'm just Aidan. But for y'all that don't know me, I was a former Division I athlete. Now currently in flight school right now. Yeah, that's about it. Nothing else too crazy.
And you can call him Big Daddy too, because he likes to go by Big Daddy sometimes, right?
It's another nickname. You'll see a picture maybe one day.
Oh shit, maybe a cake. I'm Aidan's dad. Just a normal sports junkie, lightning fast, 40-yard dash time back in the day. So still living through my sons. Carson's my other son, athlete, parent, coached my kids, but I wasn't a daddy ball coach as much as you probably wanted me to be a daddy ball coach. I would have been nice. Now I'm a really super successful entrepreneur.
Yeah.
And living the dream in corporate America. So the whole purpose of this podcast, Aidan and I have been going back and forth on just, we just want to have some fun with this and just talk about stuff that we like to talk about. And, if you're lucky enough to listen to us or watch this, awesome. But we don't really care.
Heavy on the lucky enough.
Exactly. We're going to talk about a bunch of random shit, college sports, NIL, recruiting. As he said, he was a Division I athlete. He was a JUCO bandit too, so we get to hear all his fun stories, which are pretty.
Those road trips are something else. I'll tell you that for sure.
We're going to talk about youth sports and some of the not so great things that are going on, but also just our experience. Which he played baseball through and through, and then we have a kid that played soccer, high school sports. We'll talk about other things. We'll talk about your life as an athlete, life of a fan, which would be me. I want to hear about your pilot life, please.
And even the life about after being an athlete. It's fun.
Heck yeah. And the transition.
Oh, yeah.
Which is fun. And we'll just talk about other things. We will have some guests. Still working on that.
We have a few good names.
And we're trying to get some sponsorship here. We got Apple here that we're plugging. So
Apple has sponsored us. Timepiece sponsored by Rolex. Other than that, about it. But we're open for many more, Definitely Propel Water, this guy. Keep him hydrated, so.
And if you want to throw some money, we might get even better guests. So
leave our Venmos in the description.
Yeah, exactly. And Zelle for you to use that. I don't even know. Do you know anyone that uses Zelle?
Yeah, point schools use Zelle. Found out.
All right, so we're going to jump into this. And, again, we're just going to be shooting the shit. I'm going to ask Aidan some questions. He can ask me some. We're going to start off with, what does around the corner mean? Why did we pick this topic?
So I think the reason we chose the name, obviously you guys are probably familiar with Around the Horn. It's not the same. Obviously we don't have Stephen A. Smith with us. But if we did, that'd be kind of cool. But no, it's kind of like you never know what's around the corner, right? One day I'm playing Division I baseball. The next day I'm about 10,000 feet in the sky in a 2-seater plane that weighs 1,200 pounds soaking wet. So kind of emphasis on around the corner. You never know what's next. You never know what we're going to say next. It's most likely going to be sports. But some of us don't have a filter. Myself.
That would be him. Sorry if you're a kid watching this. It might have some adult humor in here. I agree with what you said. Who knew that, as he became a pilot, I'd be sitting next to him on a flight 4,000 feet up in this little tin cup that weighs, as you said, next to nothing. I didn't know that was coming. So, but same thing, everything that I've gone through in life, you just never know. Like I've had jobs come and go. I've had good successes in sports, and you look at March Madness. We don't know who's going to win this month, and there's a bunch of teams that can, and someone's going to surprise the heck out of everyone.
So, McNeese, calling it now, McNeese.
Maybe Hofstra. Any sleepers?
Yeah, I mean Duke. Hopefully, he's first round exit, but
Yes.
we'll get into that later.
Duke down. We're not Dukies. For
No,
sure.
opposite of Duke. Not UNC either.
Yeah.
So it starts with the U, and ends with the Inya, University of Virginia.
That's why we're spamming you back in the background. All right. So as we jump into this, just want to ask Aidan, because I know you listen to probably a heck of a lot more podcasts. Who do you listen to? Who do you like?
Huge podcast guy. I actually don't listen to too many. Matter of fact, I do have a friend when I was in financial advising, doing that before this actually, before being in flight school. He actually started a podcast, and it was just whatever he liked. Like it was like Pokemon and other stuff, and they ended up kind of blowing up certain videos and stuff. So like, and they weren't doing it for the attention. It was just kind of for fun. So we were like, that's kind of another inspiration. It'd be fun.
Yeah. And what was interesting is I was thinking about doing podcast business, and Aidan and I were. He was asked to speak to the Christopher Newport University.
Yeah, it was at
student athletes.
Yep, seeing you about the 200 to 250 high school athletes, and it was funny. Everyone was giving by the book answers. I'm over here telling them, "Yeah, you're gonna go get fucked up a few nights, and you're gonna go out." And you got the girl next to me who played basketball. They're saying she plays puzzles on Saturday, which no shot in hell you're playing with puzzles when you're in college. I mean, good for you if you are, but
I think she might have been.
I don't know, but I definitely wasn't. That's for sure.
And he was a hit. So we just started talking about, and we want to put our own little spin on it. I do. There are a couple things that I really like, and I know one that Aidan's really a big fan of that we'll talk about in a second. But I like Chris Long. Have you watched Chris Long ever?
Yeah, he's a good one.
So his green light with Chris Long. I mean, he's UVA boy, obviously, so there's always that connection. But he's always entertaining. And he's really controversial. I mean, they have some really good guests. I like the pivot.
Yeah.
Ryan Clark and his team. They always have good guests and they have good stuff.
Pat McAfee,
Pat McAfee for sure. But I think your favorite, Aidan, if I know you well, was the Calm Down with Erin Andrews and Charissa Thompson. Is that your favorite?
That's a good one.
Yeah. What was this week's about? Do you know?
I don't quite remember. I'd have to get back to you on that one. But I don't know. It's just a lot of I watch too many podcasts. They all get jumbled up.
I just feel like you can never get enough Charissa.
No, I can't.
I mean, Erin, she's good, but Charissa's next level. But we're going to take a short little break, and Aidan's going to do a little research on his favorite Charissa Thompson podcast, and we'll get back to you for segment 2 to talk about Aidan and the life of a college athlete. We want to hear about some of those fun road trips, and it should be entertaining.
All right, some good stories coming up, that's for sure.
Peace. All right, we are back, Aidan. Whoa, that was a technical. That was actually on purpose because Aidan did not do his research unless you did. Did you find a Charissa podcast that you liked?
There's too many to choose from. I just kind of choose and pick.
So, Charissa, if you're out there watching this, shout out to you and Erin. You're probably getting a lot more love from two dudes that have never watched your podcast, but I mean, we know you're doing a good job. We'll start watching it so we can be better for next round.
Yeah.
So, our segment that should actually be helpful for a lot of people because I know from a dad's perspective, I had no idea what this guy was getting into, and he took product of COVID senior year. Junior year was wiped away from baseball because of COVID. Senior year shortened. He took the JUCO bandit route at a very good college or JUCO baseball program, Patrick Henry. But it's different. It's just different. And then he went from there, played Division One, and then went off from there. So, Aidan, your time to be on the spot here. Just hey, what do you think like going into it versus what the reality was once you got there?
So going into it, right, you see, all those Power 5, I guess Power 4 now, Division 1 baseball teams, and they're flying places, having nice charter buses, and getting meal money on the road. So you go in there, you think you're at a JUCO. They just went to the JUCO World Series, right? First year, it's like, sweet, maybe we'll have some nicer things. Obviously it's not the same budget as a Division 1 until you get there. And you've ever seen a can of sardines That is pretty relatable of how many kids we would fit on a van. We would use those. We didn't even have buses at one point. It was just straight sprinter vans. Pack all your bags up to the top of the Great Wall of China in the back. Couldn't even see out the back. And you'd have your coach driving you, and probably would have not gotten his CDL the way he drove. But we probably had, there was a row of 4 seats. We'd probably have 5 to 6 guys somehow fitting in there. Very comfortable ride, though, that's for sure. And to go on with the meal money in Juco, whew, treat us nice.
What'd you get? Like
We'd get
Domino's or
a nice Domino's pizza, but
it wasn't one?
it was nice. Sometimes it was warm. That was the good part. And the other good part is you'd only get to eat half because you got to split it with someone else.
You get a choice. You got to pick your toppings, though, right?
Oh yeah, definitely. If they ran out of pepperoni, you're shit out of luck. If they had cheese, good for you. And sometimes they'd forget to order the food, and that was always the best. Is when after a nice doubleheader, because they didn't play 3 days in a row, doubleheader, and you're gone. You're probably pretty hungry. And, oh shit, we forgot to order the Domino's. So we'll stop at a gas station, and you can spend your own money.
So, but the double headers, you had like the big spread, right, in the clubhouse.
Yeah,
right?
they had a few slices of bread you could choose from.
Okay.
And it could have been sitting out there for 2 weeks, but it's there. Some bananas. They probably have 5 or 6 for a team full of 40 guys, so that was good. Definitely, they weren't big on the oranges, and don't even think about getting the chewy granola bars. You need the off-brand. Tastes like you're eating cardboard.
Walmart brand.
Walmart burst. It's like the Kmart brand. Yeah, it was something. That's for sure.
But at least you got to stay in 5-star hotels, though, right?
5-star hotels, maybe 5 different hotel rooms that we stayed in that had bed bugs. Funny story, we actually were down playing Walter State on Tennessee, and
Powerhouse.
big powerhouse. Ben Joyce, shout out Ben Joyce, Walter State alum. It was 105 in the bigs. But yeah, we stayed there, and it was, you've ever been to Great Wolf Lodge? It's like an indoor water park sort of thing. This was like Great Wolf Lodge if it had done meth for 40 years. There was an indoor pool, but all the rooms were on the outside. And yeah, there were a few guys on the team that ended up getting bed bugs in their year on the way back. So that was sweet. Basically, just spilling it all out. So, and the school reimbursed them for sure. So it was good.
Yeah, I mean the budget's pretty insane, isn't it?
Yeah. The best was sometimes breaking down on the way there. That's always good.
Well, that continued throughout your career, though, right?
I was everywhere I went. So,
what was the worst hotel? Was that the worst hotel?
worst hotel, definitely. Actually, the worst hotel was in JUCO. It was every time we stayed because not only did we stay in shitty hotels, it'd be 2 dudes to a bed, and so 4 dudes in a room, 2 dudes to a bed.
Were you head to toe like one?
They just snuggled. It was team bonding, chemistry.
So that's why you guys are so good, though. You're close as a team.
Yeah, super close.
Anyways, I think for there is. I would agree. I think there's a lot of. I mean, you're excited, obviously. I mean, you were excited to play. You're excited about the opportunity. But real life hits you in a hurry. I mean, there's the glamorous view of college athletics, and then there's that. And then when you play D1, you took 16, 18-hour bus rides.
Yeah, to get into those back-to-back
How many weeks in a row?
So we started off going down from basically Salisbury, Maryland, all the way down to Greensboro, North Carolina. First weekend, North Carolina A&T. Came back Sunday night after the game. Boom. Wednesday rolls around. We're going down to Clarksville, Tennessee after Austin Peay was smacked up on Mississippi State. We get our asses kicked.
Perfect timing.
Go back. We don't get back to our school until Monday morning at 8 a.m. And our coach goes, go to class. Luckily, I had 1 in-person class, 2 in-person classes. But then turn around. So you get back Monday morning, you get 2 sleeps in your bed, Monday or Tuesday. Wednesday morning, we're off down to Alabama State, Montgomery, Alabama. 16-hour bus rides there and back. That was 3 weekends in a row of travel. And I tell you, I was never more happy to get off a bus.
At least you didn't have your coaches driving you back then.
Yeah, I mean, depends. Those bus drivers or something else.
Yeah. But I think, one of the things we want to talk about with Aidan is real life aspect of college sports. And you picked D3, D2, JUCO, very similar. A lot of D1s. They said, you picked some of the non revenue sports. I mean, they have limited budgets, so you're gonna get comfortable on the bus. You're gonna have
I think our meal
interesting
budget
meals.
per day we were on the road. It depends what time they left. Sometimes they purposely leave after breakfast time at our school in the
So you didn't
cafeteria.
have
They're
breakfast?
still you'd get minus like $12. So, but if we a full day gone, I think it was $36, and you got to split that up between breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You know, dinner ain't cheap, breakfast ain't cheap, neither is lunch. But most of the time, you wouldn't really eat lunch because you were playing. But if you were out like a travel day, you either save it up, use your own money, or spend it all.
Did you ever have like a good meal? Was there ever like,
Oh,
man,
yeah.
we're getting like this
Yeah.
is like lobster and steak?
A lot of Chipotle at Division One. That was good. That was good.
Hey, Chipotle, if you're listening, you're all right.
Huge
Little plug.
Chipotle. Another good one. Sometimes we'd have Buffalo Wild Wings or Olive Garden.
Oh, yeah.
Wasn't bad. The all you can eat pasta, that was good.
Oh, gee.
A lot of gas station runs. You go to Sheets quite often. Buc-ee's. My first and last times I'll ever go to Buc-ee's. Not a fan of Buc-ee's. Not a fan of it.
Why?
Hot take. Not a fan.
Why?
Overrated.
Okay. So you would do Sheets over Buc-ee's?
I put 7-Eleven over Buc-ee's.
Why?
Just not a fan of Buc-ee's. The people in there just a little too friendly for my liking. They like their gas station job a little too much, and it just rubs me the wrong way.
Now we're not getting Buc-ee's. It's not. That's fine. Was it the mac? Was it the fried mac and cheese that you got?
Just
Sheets.
That's good. Yeah, the Sheets is good.
So you did get some good meals.
Yeah, good meals for sure. We were up in somewhere in New York. We got Shake Shack a few times. That was pretty good.
Kava, right? That was
not a fan of Kava either. Not a fan. I've never met any place that has rolls without cheese. Why would you ever eat a bowl without cheese? Is the real question.
I think it's because it's healthy for you. It's not. I mean, were you paying attention in the nutrition part of your program?
No, we didn't have the C30.
He was a hell of a player, though. But the reality is, it's tough. It's tough. It's a grind, and thankfully, in most cases, you have some good teammates that you guys would joke around and have fun. I make fun. What's the one thing that maybe surprised you? Maybe you underestimated going into college, and it could have been JUCO or D1.
I think what surprised me the most is you see those guys, like, even if you're sitting first row seats, right? Like, they may seem big, but you stand next to some of those guys, those dudes are kind of on a different level. Like, even in Division One, like the NEC, saying it's like bad conference, but not the greatest conference. But we went to the ASUN to play Austin P, and you would think those dudes compared to the NEC were, SEC players, and they're still just in the ASUN, right? They had a dude throwing 98 to 100. They had a Texas Tech bounce back, sitting 95, and our scouting report said he was sitting 88 to 89, so that was clearly wrong. But
we know who did that.
Yeah, that was.
We won't name names, right?
That was that was something else. But just those guys are just a different type of athlete, right? You could train as hard as you want, but some of it's just natural, right? Naturally, 6'4", 230 pounds, pure muscle. Like, you just got it.
The Ethan Otts of the world.
Yeah.
I will say this: when you first even when we watch some high school games since he's been playing in college, and you look at these kids and you're like, wow, they can put on some muscle. But when you got to JUCO, there's a couple things. One, redshirt your freshman year, you ate nothing but eggs for 6 months, 8 months, and you gained 20 pounds of muscle.
I think it was in 3 months. All I ate every night for dinner, like for 3 months straight, 90 days. It was 4 or 5 scrambled eggs with cheese and 6 to 8 chicken strips. So just put it in the air fryer and worked out every day. And I put on 20 pounds in 3 months, which was crazy. I went into JUCO soaking wet, 170 at 6'1". And then after those 3 months, it was more so at the end of the fall through the beginning of the spring, I was then pushing 190, 193, somewhere around there.
A product of hard work because you didn't even like eggs.
No. I had to learn to like them.
You had to learn to like them. And I will say this: I remember going, and this is JUCO you're talking about, the ASUN at the D1 level. You go look at the SEC test schools; those are beasts. But I remember when I would come down or Mom and I would come down after the game. Just even your JUCO teammates would be like, "This isn't high school. This isn't I mean, they were just big, solid. Your boy Burke, who's at Norfolk State, I remember seeing him the first time. I'm like, this is a man. And when you looked at them on the field, they don't look that big. They're like, oh yeah, I can hang with them. But when you see it up close and personal, it's much different. Awesome, Maiden. All right, well, we're gonna take another segment. He's still researching. I think he's still researching Chris's podcast. So we'll come back. Maybe he'll have something for us. But we want to talk about the WBC, the World Baseball Classic, which we're actually watching right now. The final Venezuela in the U.S. I'm not even gonna ask who you got, but what do you think?
How about that DR team talking all that trash?
Oh, we'll get into DR for sure. They'll start with themselves.
I know.
Sorry, all you DR fans. That's not why you lost. But, all right, we'll see you in 2 and 2. Yeah, all right. Welcome back, all 6,000 of you viewers. Do you think we're up to 6,000 right now? I mean, we're
You're lucky to get 6.
we have more than that family member that was good family.
We get family, we could get 10 subscribers.
Yeah.
I am back with Erin Andrews and Charissa Thompson. It's Calm Down. I just completely blanked on the name. It's called the Calm Down Podcast.
That's sweet.
Recently, my favorite that I just watched, about March 6th, it came out.
Yeah.
Episode 401. I know you guys might be familiar with it, but the menopause and wellness scams with Dr. Cynthia Pfeiffer. I mean, that was just ball knowledge at its finest. You know, obviously, with having a girlfriend comes great responsibilities. You know, she's nowhere near menopause, but you never know. Got to be prepared. So, the heads up for all you young gentlemen out there.
Hey, who is the doctor in case people want to write that down? And read it?
Cynthia Pfeiffer.
Cynthia Pfeiffer.
And there's a P before the F.
Yeah, well, that's Hell Pfeiffer. So, I mean, I don't. Is there another way to spell it? Yeah.
Pfeiffer.
Yeah. But that's good though, because now we're educating people. We're actually showing some balance. That it's not just about sports. We care about the whole
Women's health.
person. Women's health. Moms, if you're watching.
Grandmas.
You got a lot of great
daughters.
Scoop on your son.
Everyone.
Playing all sports, and now a menopause doctor. And if anyone,
shout out Cynthia.
Cynthia, you know, we love you. We'll follow you, and we'll add you to the credits on there as well. All right. So after and thank you, Chris, again. We appreciate that. We want to talk about your boys, DR, Dominican Republic. They lost to the U.S. 2-1. Hell of a game. Hell of a game. I mean, we shared some of those stats. How many pitches that were 97 above? How many hits that were over 105? Max velo. I mean, the play that Judge made, the play that Julio, I almost said A-Rod. Julio made on Judge.
Yeah, it was unreal.
But they were whining about 2 pitches that were called.
Yeah.
Is that when they lost?
If you want to go back a few innings before, after Tatis had already gotten thrown out, he was on base again. He decides not to run on PCA with a ball to PCA's right, where he has to spin and make a perfect throw to third. Tatis' speed, he gets there all day, but they don't want to talk about that. They want to talk about the one pitch that he didn't swing it at the end. Perdomo, he's a good hitter, really good hitter, actually. He's an Arizona guy. So, but plenty of opportunities for them to score. Austin Wells, they're not sending Austin Wells third. I get it. I'm a Yates fan. He's not the fastest, but you got to send him in that situation, right? How many opportunities you're facing best of the best pitching throughout the game? You have an opportunity to score, you might as well push it. Worst case, he's out. You still lose 2-1, right? At least you gave yourself that chance. But we can talk about those 2 pitches. I will say to Juan Soto, it was a ball, but man, I don't think he's worth $700 million. In my opinion, play for the Yankees, he was good, but dude, he is a liability out in the field. He can swing it, but I know 3 better hitters off the top of my head than Juan Soto.
Well, you could probably name at least 3 on that team.
Yeah, literally. I mean, Judge. You can even talk about Team Japan, Shohei Ohtani. I mean, he's also with $700 million, but he's better than Soto will ever be. Judge is better than Soto will ever be. You know, hot take, Bobby Witt Jr. better than Soto.
Yeah,
my opinion. I mean, I think that kid is good.
Well, I think this is I mean, especially when you talk about baseball, I mean, the issue is with those contracts.
Yeah.
I mean, the fact that they're guaranteed for as long as they are. I mean, you could say Juan cashed in and good for him, but what does he care? He's going to get that money no matter what.
Yeah.
Who's the guy from the Orioles a few years ago that just
Chris Davis.
Chris Davis.
Chris Davis.
Tanked after he got that big contract. I mean, like human nature. I mean, you're going to have some that care more about their legacy and some like, hey, I'm making bank.
Yeah.
Again, I think it was a hell of a game, both teams. But I think the key in that game, too, was the fact that they had averaged 10 runs a game and they got held to 1.
Yeah.
That was the difference. Pitcher there. I mean, we talk about, when kids are 8 or 9, never leave it in the hands of the umpire. So if it's close, I mean, again, that clearly was a ball. Those two were probably,
they keep saying that they proved who was the best team in the country.
Yeah.
Well, in my opinion, if you're the best team in, I don't know why I said country, the world. If you're the best team in the world, shouldn't you probably be in the finals? If I just had to take a guess, like if you're the best team in the entire world, you wouldn't lose. Yeah. So, regardless of them saying, yeah, they set a record, hitting 15-some homers, whatnot, but
off a W.
They didn't win. Yeah. I didn't see a win from them. Yeah, they went 4-0 pool play. So what? U.S. lost and who's in the finals. Yeah. But that goes to show baseball is one of those sports. You could win and lose on any given day, right? Just because, quote unquote, you're hot, one bad game and you're done. You know what I mean? It's all about, honestly, who's on the mound, defensive plays. I mean, you saw a bunch of gems. Judge throwing a 96-mile-an-hour dart to third, Gunner with the tag, Julio robbing that homer. There's a bunch of gems going on.
Shortstop.
Bobby Witt Jr. I mean, that kid is incredible.
Yeah. I mean, again, it's just any given day, any given pitcher can take out a team.
Yeah.
That 17-year-old struck out Judge with the bases loaded or not struck him out, but hit into a
double play. I mean, granted, that's 17.
It was 100. He was on heat, but it just, exactly. So what do you like about watching the WBC?
I really, coming from a U.S. foreign player, I kind of like the more emotion from the crowd, right? Like if you go to depends on the team, obviously, but if you go to like a White Sox game on a Tuesday, right? On a Wednesday, no White Sox fan is cussing up a storm and going crazy, on a White Sox Reds game. Like that's just not a thing. But you got
Chicago.
You got Team Italy playing Venezuela. You got that whole place. It's a Venezuelan home game, but just the atmosphere is like 10 times better of an SEC college football game, 10 times better than an NFL playoff game. It needs one of those people. So I think that's pretty cool, is being able to have all those different countries come together and play the same sport that's quote unquote America's pastime. It just goes to show baseball is not just an American sport, but a world sport, worldwide. People don't like that.
And I think you're absolutely right. You've been to Alabama game, Georgia, Florida game.
I mean, you should have seen that walk-off.
Yeah, that's true. But you know what I like too is I think I was telling you about Japan. I think it was Japan. They're like singing the entire game, like playing trumpets and stuff. Like the entire game, it doesn't stop. It's not between innings. It's while they're playing. And the other thing that was cool that you're talking about, just passion. Like Skeens always has a stoic face, and he looks all serious. You see his reaction when they won?
Yeah.
Like he was going crazy. So
watch out, Livy.
Yeah.
Bobby Witt's taking your man.
Yeah.
But another good thing about it is there's like no pressure in a sense, right? Like they don't. Yeah. No one's there to put up stats, which I like. No one's there getting a contract based off World Baseball Classic, right? 4 games maximum or minimum or whatever. I mean, maybe that 17-year-old kid, if he's not in the minors already, but other than that, like you're just there to represent your country, right? Like you're not playing selfish baseball versus in season, right? Guys don't want to get hurt. They won't go out on the play. They won't run out of ground ball. They're trying to put up stats to get that contract next year. Everyone wants the next $700 million. So that's what I like about this is no one's really in there for themselves, which is it's kind of cool, and you can kind of tell the way they play, right? No one's playing selfish baseball. Like I saw in that bat, Italy versus Venezuela. Jack Taglione. Probably no one else recognizes. Guy on first. Florida Gator. Guy on first, no outs, right? I mean, he was getting carved all at bat, right? But he could have just sat there, been like, whatever, this isn't my bat. Like you probably do in regular season, 500 bats, right? He hits a weak tapper, I think, down the first to the pitcher, right? And Guy ends up moving to second. I think he ends up scoring later, but I could be wrong on that. But I mean, he wasn't playing selfish baseball there, right? He's trying to put the ball in play. He's not.
He's finding a way.
Yeah, he's finding a way to make it happen. Versus in season, just whatever. I already lost the bet going to the night.
No, it was fun to watch. We'll see who wins tonight. This will obviously air after that. But I think the last thing I'll say is that you got the stars that are playing in this now. Like Judge didn't have to do this.
No.
All those guys on DR. I mean, every single guy is a superstar. But you say the same thing about.
I mean, it's all-star team versus all-star team.
Yeah.
Versus all-star team. I mean, obviously Italy was the JV team for USA,
but these guys weren't at the prime of their season. They still put their,
Shout out to Pasquatch though. I mean, big Virginia guy, 804 ODU guy. Kid's a stud though. Kid's a stud.
Awesome. Well, hopefully the U.S. wins. No offense to Venezuela, but that's who we're going for. That's who I'm.
May the best country win.
May the best country win. Exactly. Hoorah. So we got a couple other things. We're going to have some fun every week. We're going to have a couple things that we call out. We'll make some predictions. Got March Madness coming up, Aidan. But we're going to start off with a sports dude of the week. And what's a dude? A dude's a dude. A dude's a baller. Someone that steps up. Aidan, I'll give you the choice. Do you want to go first?
I'll let you go first.
You let me go first.
I got one or two.
So I may steal your thunder. So my first dude of the week. This actually just happened over the weekend. It was the Ivy League tournament championship. Ivy League. They only get one team there, so you lose, you're out. Guy by the name of TJ Power was a 5-star Duke recruit. Sucked. He averaged like 2 at Duke. UVA, we were excited we got him last year. I was fired up. I was like, oh, we finally got a 5-star recruit. And so, he'll play better. He averaged about 1.5 points a game at UVA. He sucked stuff. He sucked at UVA. Probably a really nice kid with a really nice family. So, TJ, don't hate on us. But what he did this weekend is in the championship game, so they're down 4, hits a 3. And then Yale makes 2 foul shots. With 8 seconds left, he runs up the court, hits a 3-pointer to put him up by 1. They win by 1. He had 44 points. This dude, Penn is no slouch. They've had some good guys. They had a guy that transferred to Florida this year. So, they are a good team. And to score 44, he averaged about 17 a game after what he did his first 2 years. Shout out to TJ Power. He was a dude. And I'm going to steal, hopefully I didn't steal your thunder. Like you said, Pasquatch, I had to give him a runner-up. 3 bombs in 1 game. He said it was the only time he's ever done that at any level in baseball. That's pretty amazing.
No, he's a dude.
So, all right, your turn.
So my number one sports dude of the week. I got to go Gunnar Henderson. Gunnar hasn't been playing all that much for Team USA, but first game he started in Houston, he was 4 for 4. And, this past game, gets a start at third base. Bregman's out. Seasoned veteran, right? It's kind of crazy. You'd probably assume Bregman's starting every game, right? No doubt. Gunnar gets his name called, goes up there. It's a game-time bomb, right? And I got to go runner-up, David Bednar. David Bednar is my guy. Big Yankees guy. He's been lights out in the pen for Team USA. Probably doesn't get the credit he deserves. But David Bednar, I mean, that's peak male physique right there. I mean, he's just bigger guy, but he shoves. He gets it done. So he's one of the dudes. So those are my 2 for the week.
Yeah, maybe we can find out what beer he drinks because he obviously does drink some beer.
He's
not a nickel.
Natty light guy.
Yeah, he's definitely not a nickel.
Bednar, if you're out here and you hear this, just let me know.
Yeah, we'll go have beers with you next time we're in New York. Last but not least, I know you guys are on your edge of your seat to find out who our March Madness picks are, but it's that time of year, buddy. And this is where you make your money. This is where you make your gambling money. So we're gonna give our final 4 predictions. I'll let you do the honors first since you were graceful enough to let me do the dude of the week first.
And last year, mind you, I had a perfect bracket. So therefore my predictions are probably pretty good.
Didn't miss one pick.
I'm not sure I had any in the final 4, to be honest.
Yeah, I think you came in dead last, but that's right.
But this year I got Florida and UConn, and I have Wisconsin and Texas Tech. And in the championship, I have UConn and Texas Tech, and UConn winning it all. I think my final score total is 158 on the dot. So, final score total.
So if someone is filling out the brackets right now, since you didn't miss one last year,
I'm guaranteed to get a perfect this year.
it's hard to guarantee stuff in sports, but you might have just guaranteed
That is guaranteed.
some cash.
You've ever heard of arbitrage betting?
I'm learning.
What's going on?
All right, so not as exciting because I can't guarantee what you can do, but I did have UConn in Florida. I think that's good. That's a safe bet. None of us went with Duke for good reason because we hate Duke. It's not
Duke
that they
sucks.
could win; we just hate Duke.
Duck Fook.
Yeah, we said it's just we hate you. That's all. I mean, it's nothing personal if you're alum, but we hate you. So West, I'm saying Gonzaga is going to make the run. They've been like.
Gonzaga is the biggest choke artist.
I know, but how many years can you like be the whatever conference they're in now champion and just not? They're gonna make it to the Final Four.
Falls aren't big enough in Gonzaga.
Mark Few, this is his year. Judy, that's for you. Steve too. And then this is purely heart and emotion, not reality. The fact that UVA going to the Final Four.
Mm-hmm.
It can happen, but it won't. So that's my choice. I'm gonna go with. I don't have the exact numbers, but I'm gonna go with Florida to win it all. I think the Gators. I mean, they're tough. So, any final parting shots before we let these good people go? All three of them.
I got nothing. Obviously, go Who's, go Yanks. Yankees World Series bound this year. Say that every year. We actually say it's our year every single year. So again, it is our year. But I think this time we got a legit shot. So Garrett Cole's back, Max Fried, got the guys on the bump. So we'll see.
Well, I think Canada had their year last year. This isn't Canada.
No.
So I'm going to go with Mariners. Mariners. Hopefully Raleigh gets a hit before July. He was a little rough in the WBC.
Yeah.
Julio wasn't much better. So, they'll get going in July and August like they normally do. I think this is our year. This is our year.
It's got to be.
We say that every year, too.
Yeah, it's not.
All right. Thank you for joining us. This was a lot of fun, Aidan. We'll come up with some more exciting topics. We'd love to hear about it.
We'll be around the corner.
We'll
So
be
you let
around
them
the
know.
corner. You don't know what's next.
Be around the corner. That's it.
All right.